Hello, welcome to Candy Canes. So this is going to be our candy canes for our cocktails. So we're going to draw like a hook shape. Okay, so it's going to come once it comes round, it then goes straight. It then goes straight like that. Okay, and it also doesn't go straight, it bends round a bit. Okay, so it's got a bit of a curve, same as this side bends round and it's got a bit of a curve. Okay, so you're going to do one side like that, and then it's going to be the same thickness all the way around. Okay, so depends which way you find easier. I'm going to come up this way because it's a straight line. I'm going to come up like that and join it round like that. Okay, so that's your hook shape. So then you're going to put your lines in. So they kind of start from here like this and they bend. So they're not completely straight, but they kind of bend as they're going around the corner. So I'm going to kind of bend it this way like this. Okay, so that's your roughly your candy canes like that. And I'm going to also draw the bow. So there's a bow on here, so I'm going to do it in the middle, probably about here. So I'm going to do like a little square shape, and then I'm going to do some wings, put like butterfly wings like that. And then it's going to come down like this, come down and come around. Okay, so that's your butterfly bow shape. And then it's going to have a little tail, so tail's going to kind of come like that. Okay, so once you've got your bow, you can rub out any lines underneath the candy cane so you don't get confused. All the lines you don't need. Okay, this will make it more solid and it stop you getting confused. So now you can go back over your lines that you need. Okay, so next we're going to draw it in Payne's Grey, which is this colour here. Okay, so quite watery, quite light. Okay, so let's give it a little okay. So I'm going to do the bow. Water. Okay, so I've done, that's it. So I'm just going to put my little key here. so I can see what colours I've used. Okay, and then I'm just going to make a little bit of a dark grey, which is going to be where the shadows are on the cane. So I think we'll have it more here underneath. See that under there? So that side's a little bit darker. That just makes it look a bit more 3D. So that means that the light's coming from this side. So it's a bit darker. So that'd be darker inside there. Okay, so we really have to let that dry for a minute. So while we're doing that, we can mix up some red. So let's have a look. I've got some red here, pinky red. Right. Okay, so I'm going to colour in every other one. Ooh, it needs a bit of drying. A little bit of drying. That's what happens when you try and rush it. Okay, let's see. This bit might be a bit dry. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it might be this one. I don't want to get my numbers wrong. I'm going to try. Let's try and see if we can just paint really little and thin so that it doesn't bleed out, because it is still quite wet. I'm not sure how we're going to get away with it, but we will try. Okay, so I'm going to paint every other one in for the candy canes. Okay, so they're going to be red. That's it. It is still a little bit wet, but I think it's going to be okay. If we don't put too much water on it, it should be okay. Okay, so this one will be white and this one will be red. I didn't want to count backwards earlier in case I missed one out, because now my luck, that's what will happen. It'll go wrong and I'll paint the wrong one in. Okay, so there we are. So I'm going to paint the bow in as well. So I know the inside is going to be darker, and this part here is going to be darker. And underneath here be a bit darker. Right, so we've got our bow. Just need to get one layer of paint on it. That's it. Put a little bit more water with this, it'll make it a little bit lighter. Right, so that's our candy cane. Okay, so I'm going to just do another little layer just to make it a little bit darker. So it should be a little bit more dry. It's not quite dry, but I think we might be lucky. Fingers crossed. Let's hope we can do another layer. So let's get another layer in here. That's okay. Okay, so you can see how the red comes out once you add another layer to it to make it darker. So red looks a lot redder and a lot brighter. It looks more like candy canes as well, more Christmassy. Okay, so let's go inside there, outside here, underneath there, and underneath there. And a little bit more inside, but I think I'm going to make it a bit wetter, a bit lighter, because it's going to spread out a bit. So that's your candy cane. Okay, if you was doing it and it wasn't standing next to something, you could probably put a shadow behind it. If you wanted a shadow, you could put a shadow one side of it. If it was on the floor, on a side, or you know, on a table, if it's hanging off a glass, it might be slightly different. But I think that this shadow here, you can make this a bit of a darker shadow with the grey. You could put a little bit of blue with it. With it. Okay, so a bluey shadow, and I'm just going to go over that shadow. There you go. Okay, so that is your candy cane. So now you've got candy cane. Let's go out. Okay, so you've got candy cane, you've got lemon twists. Where is the camera? Can't see it. Lemon twists, candy canes, and your orange and lemon segments. Okay, and your glass. So you've got quite a few things now to build up your cocktail. There are a few other bits and pieces. There's a pine cone, and we're going to do a few other bits, but I think it probably makes it easier doing them in small videos. so you can pick and choose which ones you want to do. Okay, I will see you soon. Bye.